please turn to page 7 of the Kurukulla Prayer Book. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the fully awakened, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme among humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies formed supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With supreme signs, face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage. All worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms' atoms in all aspects, with supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions, subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, the flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. From Tushita's hundreds of God's protector's heart, to tip of this fresh, pure, white heap, curd like cloud, O Lord Tsongkhapa, Dharma's omniscient king, pray come to this place with your disciples. In space ahead, on lion throne, lotus and moon, venerable Guru, smile brightly with delight. Pray stay hundreds of eons to spread doctrine. As supreme merit, feel for my mind of faith, Your wisdom mind sees full range of knowables. Your eloquent speech adorns fortunate ears. Beauteous body, glory outstanding, homage to you, worthwhile to think of, hear and see. Pleasant offerings of water, various flowers, fragrant incense, light perfume, and so on. Oceans of offerings set out and envisioned, offered up to you, supreme field of merit, non-virtue committed with body, speech, and mind, which I have heaped up since beginningless time, especially what has contradicted 3 vows. Each I confess from my heart with strong regret. In time of strife you strove to learn and practice, shunned a mundane concerns, made life essenceful. O protector from depths of our hearts, we rejoice in your powerful great deeds. Venerable gurus from love and wisdom, clouds densely massed in your Dharmakaya sky, pray loose a rain of vast profound Dharma on fields of disciples just as needed. May whatever virtue that I've here gathered bring benefit to all beings and doctrine, and may it make Venerable Tsongkhapa's essential teaching specially shine forever. Migmet sewe te chen chen rezik, dreame kiempe wampo jompe yang, du pumanu jonze songwe dag, ganchen kepe songye Tsongkhapa, lo son drape shabla soade. O glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seed of lotus on my crown, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments of body, speech, and mind. O glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seed of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments common and supreme. O glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seed of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness, until supreme awakening remain steadfast. Homage to the exalted 3 jewels. Thus I have heard at one time the Blessed One was dwelling in Randragiri on Vulture Mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration of the countless aspects of phenomena called profound illumination. At that very time, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness of inherent existence of the 5 aggregates also. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, how should a child of the lineage train who wishes to engage in the perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, replied to the Venerable Shariputra as follows. Shariputra, whichever son or daughter of the lineage wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom should look perfectly like this, subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence of the 5 aggregates also. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are empty, without characteristics. That is, they are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visible form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object to touch, and no mental phenomenon. There is no I element, and so forth, up to no mind element, up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance, no cessation of ignorance, and so forth, up to no aging and death, and no cessation of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation, and no path, no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and abide in the perfection of wisdom, and because their minds have no obstructions, they have no fear. Passing utterly beyond error, they attain the final state beyond sorrow. All the Buddhas who reside in the three times by relying upon the perfection of wisdom become manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequaled mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering since it is not false, should be known as the truth. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is proclaimed. Tayata gate gate paragate parasangate bodhisoha. Shariputra, this is how a bodhisattva, a great being, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom. Then the Blessed One arose from that concentration and said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, well said, O child of the lineage, so it is. The profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, and the entire assembly, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, Gandharvas, and others, were filled with admiration and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. In the holy supreme abode of the Dakinis, possessed of clairvoyance and miraculous power, unwaveringly caring for practitioners as your children, homage to the host of the three places Dakinis, Akasamara Sachadara Samaraya Pe. Tayata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhisoha. Through the power of the truth of the exalted three-jewel speech, may all on the side of negativities, such as the four Maras, be stopped. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. All enemies, obstructors, and hindrances, Shante Kuri Soha. The 80,000 types of obstructors pacified, free from adverse, harmful conditions. May all be conducive in perfect auspiciousness. Bring happiness and well-being here, right now. Saji Perki Jonshing Me Tong Tramri Rabling Ji Ni Te Gempadi Sangye Idam Guru Ramandala Kamni Atayami Shodong Soke Chognam La Jangchub Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Chunyan Ki Pesonam Ki Drola Penche Songye Dropa Sho Shodong Soke Chognam La Jangchub Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Chunyan Ki Pesonam Ki Drola Penche Songye Dropa Sho Shodong Soke Chognam La Jangchub Badu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Chunyan Ki Pesonam Ki Drola Penche Songye Dropa Sho
Ustrade. Okay. Good morning, everyone. How's your sleep? Good? So? How many hours you sleep? 6 hours? 7 hours? 8, 9 hours? No one sleep 9 hours?
Friday night I sleep 9 hours.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Yeah, some people need a lot of sleep. Some people doesn't need much sleep. Usually the monks also take the nap in the daytime, like half hour. But they have to get up very early, also sleep late. Also India is very hot. And you like after lunch be more quiet. Who have to go there, class, they can go there, but who doesn't have to go class, they can like nap. Can you guys do a little bit nap on the walk? No, right? Hey. Even the lunch a little bit, half hour. Everyone have no half hour?
For lunch, we can't sleep. I guess you could sleep, but some people go to their car and take a nap.
I think people are used. But sleep and food is I think same level. We need both. Sleep and food. Yeah. But we say, oh, if I can get food, I don't go to sleep, it's okay. But it's not okay. Sleep is very important. Therefore, His Holiness also say he sleep early, sleep mostly 8, 9 hours. Sleep early, they get up early. Therefore, sleep is important. If you got good sleep, is good. If you don't get sleep at night time, then night people are more longer. Anyway, it's wonderful. We all will come together. We want to set up the good motivation to benefit for all Mother Sentient beings. Then I'm going to listen to the teaching. Then we'll do a little bit of meditation. Today, like to meditation, we do refuge, okay? We already recite in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, I take refuge into enlightenment. First we start that, visualization in front of you, Buddha Shakyamuni's image, as you see the picture or in the statue, like similar to that, but not just solid, that like real, the living Buddha in front of you. It's also they say like, smiling, not too old, not too young, looks very, like smiling, looking for you. Around there, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Then, if you don't have memorized the verses, just first 2 lines. I take refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. I take refuge until I let it. Just think about the meaning that it's possible. Also think about the quality of the Buddha, quality of the Dharma, quality of the Sangha. What means Buddha? What means Dharma? What means Sangha? The Buddha, the who found the Dharma, the Sangha, the who held for practice for us. The real refuge is Dharma. The Dharma is the quality of our mind. Like 6 perfections, bind 10 non-vicious actions. Then visualization, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas resolve the Buddha image. The Buddha's image become smaller, 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 become light. It resolves your head, go through your head and sit on your heart. However, then you feel like happy feeling, total happy feeling or neutral feeling. Then your feeling or happy feeling be like feel full of your body inside and outside. Come out of your body, reach to your neighbors. To everyone have the feeling happy, peace, relaxed, calm. Then you rejoice that feeling. Okay. This is like short meditation, small meditation. We have usually very strong attachment to our body and our speech, and our thought or our idea, right? If someone say, your body looks not good, something, then we feel unhappy. Someone say, what you say, things is not very nice, then we get mad. Then someone say, oh, your idea is not good, then we get mad, right? We always think our idea, our thought, we always make something for our, like picture our mind, then we start to talk, start to writing. Then they have someone to criticize. Got a joint of them? Criticize law. Then we get mad. Right? And then so sama kanji susu semgo sosha juju was.
So these are all made up by our own mind, right?
Today's going to same day and Nyumo Yawason. And it a Nyumo that a Mishiba Moba Maripayanza, Koyaposhi Mara, Kari and Badanko, Lekati Chetam Machina, Lekati Apoyongomaro.
So because our mind, is controlled by the delusion, right? And then delusion, when you do something with the delusion in mind, it's always mistaken. It will be done without knowing properly. So when you do something without knowing, it always becomes bad or proper.
Today, and it's also Suboda, also Samsurda, and also Geshe Tenley, Tsama, Tobe Tatamajimato, Munichi Ranguni, Rangine Tripomares.
And so everything that we do, through our body, everything that we speak, through our speech, and everything that we think, with our mind, is all imputed, by our mind. What we think about that is all imputed by our mind. And so there's nothing, none of them existing from that one side.
Tensa nganzo la nganzo go ane linga yosum la chapa shuchim bo jore. Ane chapa de jiang de jero yena ane kadina tramendo ba jang yong de gres.
And so we have a very strong attachment towards our body, speech, and mind, right? So the way we do, way we speak, way we think, those kind of things, we're attached to that. So we think those are all the right things. So we're attached to that. So when we do things, with attachment, then it never becomes proper.
다나 지금 안주 jelaya mi pachola pachi 견 손대게 다. 견 잡아다 답되고 쇼저레스.
And also we always see the faults in others, right? Always easy to point at others' faults.
좋아. 아니 소소라 된게 견이 말아 따지는 말이스.
So we never check our own faults. We never check whether we have those faults or not within ourselves.
좋아. 아니 식당 파조고 저 꼴로당 아니 쇼바 상gel라 마티베 소소고 나와 만도나 따디 견 투샤도.
And so without checking what their thoughts are, what their motivations are, when we see something that's not correct, then we always point at a fault on others. Is it like that?
산지 좀 된데 세체 다외 세진다 레버타야 나이 가세지 대가도 삼당 말어.
So Buddha has said, should check my teachings, just like you would check a gold. By cutting it, rubbing it, and burning it. But we don't do that, right?
그거 근데다 산지 좀 된데 그 추그 좀 노다로 때문에 직단 딘디가 알아서 담비 참이게야 지지의 캔량은 드리근 도다가 지바로 자기요래서.
And so the way Buddha has taught his teachings, are very similar, to what we normally or these days accept, like in the science.
아니 테레사데 가르치네 근데 깨닫지 못하리 미참에 가르치는 캔량이 ord나 다 테리그 아니 슐록이 다 유도도 다 무인에서 강화인 받은 만드시 잡은 거로.
So why is science famous or well known, right? And why people like them is because the science shows exactly how things are by analyzing or investigating about the things, right?
제가 남백이 추구하는 가르쳐 거서나 아니 나 샘지 아니 무인에서 강화인 받은 듯이 잡이었어.
And so just like that in Buddhism, it explains clearly through analysis or investigation about the mind. How many different kinds of minds do we have in our continuum?
Do you know? 1 million? It's too much? 1 billion?
Infinite?
Huh?
Infinite?
Or what?
Infinite, tell me.
Therefore, what do you think? how many minds you have?
So the equal number of phenomena, right? We have a mind equal number of phenomena. So if we have a new phenomena, a new thing produced, then you have a mind knowing that thing, right? So yeah, you're right, it's infinite in that sense. So then, when you bring it down, to the kind of mind which knows those things and which don't know, right? You can bring it down to two different kinds, right? So if we go with the mind that doesn't know the reality, right? If we go with that, we follow with that, then we'll get into problems, right? Problems. So, but if you follow the mind that knows the reality, then either you get the result right away, that you feel very relaxed or feel blissed, or you create a cause, and you'll experience the result of that in the future. So anyway, if we can reduce those attachments of our body, speech, and mind, then there will be less of delusions in our mind. So you will be like a lifeless person, right? If you don't have attachment to your body, speech, and mind, right? You feel like you become like that?
What do you think?
So I don't think it will become like that, right? So that is a saying that when Milarepa looks at the ordinary people, then he thinks ordinary people are crazy. And when ordinary people looks at Milarepa, then they think Milarepa is crazy. So because it is like when you reach a very high level of practitioner, when you become a high level of practitioner, then the way you think will be totally different from the ordinary people's way of thinking. And so if we do something different from the regular, the normal people, then they will think we are crazy, right? But nowadays, some people sometimes they pretend to have even if you don't have. And so those kind of people, if they are not very careful, then they might fail. And so this is because of our attachment to our body, speech, and mind. Therefore, we always create a cause to be born in cycle existence again and again. And so therefore we should attempt, or try to practice, to reduce those attachments. And there are many different kind of attachments, many kind of attachment towards different things, right? And the most strongest attachment is, I think, attachment to one's own view.
Right.
Is it like that?
Now, who likes very crowded? Who likes very crowded? Crowded?
Crowded.
Crowded.
Crowded. Like crowded place. Crowded place.
Who likes very quiet place? Really? Okay. Why we need to very quiet place? What do you think?
There's less, craziness going on.
Less chaos.
Less chaos.
You don't have to worry about somebody else wanting something you don't.
Less distractions.
Yeah. Okay. If we close our door, the window all closed, then we become quiet. You think where the quiet come from? It's outside, a lot of things going on. We stay here, are you quiet? Yeah. That's good idea. They're good things. Yeah. That's we need to help. Therefore, who really loves to be quiet? Example, quiet. Because it's not quiet or somebody knows it bothers you. Right? It really bothers you. Usually it's bothers. Someone beats you, it bothers you, right? Like, bother for what? Bother for our mind, body. I think true. We see something, someone hurts something, it hurts our mind. Of course, someone's punishment you, it's both, it bothers your body. Therefore, it's very noisy, very crowded, or something going on outside that. How it bothers our mind? What do you think?
It's our own self, it's our own attachment to wanting to be quiet that bothers us. Because we're not in that.
If you really,
Not what we want at that time.
if you release that, what happens?
What was that?
You release.
If you release that, if you get rid of that thought,
What happens?
That just goes away.
Calm down.
Yeah.
No, why we don't release all that? Why we keep that? Oh,
Attachment keeps coming more and more.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's not easy. Yeah. Yeah, some people really bothers. There some crowded things. Some people doesn't care. Some people they need very quiet place. I think different tradition, maybe culture also, like Western tradition, maybe there's something wrong. They need. I need to my own space. Right. Okay, come right. Right. I think, yeah. It's also we get the learn for each other some bad things easily. Therefore, now main thing is, we just check, okay, how it bothers me. Okay, I'm stay my place. It's true, yeah, you're right, it bothers, When you go to India, you stay at them hotel, they're maybe on the road, like 24 hours, the car, they're going on. It bothers us. We couldn't also get sleep. But really it bothers. According to the Guide to the Buddhist Way, chapter 6, then how it bothers us? So, bena shunju lega tupe na la ya bena, sa susul muju nawa jaya na nawa kani jaya song, sugi jaya song, kani jaya wari, kani jaya nawa song, ting sam tang chewa ya na, pa teni drawa na, ngone susul drawa chingi, drata marangi drawa chingi, zuksuta marangi drawa chandu yorwa.
so just like it is explained in the 6th chapter of the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, like when you get angry towards somebody who have caused harm on you, like someone that you consider as an enemy, right? So when he hit you with something, then what is it? Who hit you? You know? Who is the person that hit you? Or what is the thing that hit you? And when you search in that way, then you sort of couldn't find, you know, the person, the enemy that you had earlier. You had this vivid enemy that you have grasped, right? But now when you search in that way, which is really your enemy? Is it the person who hit you, or his hand, or is it a stick, you know, what is that really caused you the pain? Then it's really difficult to find.
Right. Like we say crowdy, it's maybe more crowded, like more quiet, right? I think with a lot of things, because we don't accept that situation. If you accept that situation, it doesn't bother you. What do you think?
No, you're right. But it's hard to accept.
Yeah. Are you going to go to the disco? Boom, 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 boom. Go there?
When I was younger.
It's really crazy, right? Boom, boom. It's bothering you?
Not back then, it didn't.
That? Because you accept that. You're looking for that.
Right. You're kind of expecting it, too.
Okay, expect that.
저랑 따라 연구대에서는 삼성주라. 근데 연구대에서는 삼성주라 또 담보라는 삼샤라.
Yeah.
이렇게 전부 다 연구대에서 담보라는
Yeah,
삼샤라.
exactly. Therefore, you accept. You accept like that. Then it doesn't bother you. You enjoy. You just hi. Yes.
I give a good example because I went to a light festival yesterday in Providence with friends. So when they had music, all our minds wanted to hear music. So we're listening to the music, we're all happy, and then you're going and they have these fires in the water. It's beautiful in the river. And my one friend wanted quiet, but people were still listening to music and loud, and you could see it was bothering her mind because in her mind, now she was thinking it's quiet. This is a time for me to look at the fire.
Yeah.
And she was looking at everyone else and very disturbed because she was like, but you're all still dancing to the music and now my mind.
It's quiet, calm down.
So it was interesting to view that.
Yeah. Therefore, any kind of situation, if we accept that situation, I think it's maybe less problem. But accept means like, I'm going to, punish you guys. It's, okay, I'm just saying, not like that. His Holiness the Lama also, Buddhism says we need to be more patient. Then someone asks, if someone come to me, beat me, what can I do? He said, just run away. Therefore, it's very hard to accept, also hard to also explain. But we try to more meditation. Like right now, like example, when we are young, still we are young. We are very young. It doesn't bother in the music, in the crowd, or anything. It doesn't bother us. Now we little bit grow up. We don't say, grow up. Then everything bothers us. That's it. But because a lot of things we don't accept. Yeah, we don't, also expect that. You just your mind, you just release, just open, oh yeah, maybe it's possible, maybe that will happen, maybe that will happen, maybe that will happen. You don't care. I think maybe it doesn't bother us. Therefore, many things, just you can check yourself. Okay, which one really bothers me? I'm sure everyone is different. We are not the same. Which one more bothers me? Then you little bit meditation. That circle. Okay, why? How? If this situation, maybe I was 10 years, this happened. It bothers me. If I was just teenager, it bothers me. Think about like that. A lot of things, it bothers us because we just create. Because namtok, superstition.
Superstitions.
I don't know, what you guys heard the superstition means?
What is that?
Superstition means, what you guys hear?
Superstition?
Yeah. What do you guys understand?
You believe something that you don't have a reason to believe, don't have evidence for.
But you believe it anyway.
Did my eye a little bit red? Really? No. Right?
Sudata, Maltara.
Today.
A little bit less, right? On the right? Yeah.
Red, now you guys see me red. I was last week more red, but now almost gone. But
Like a bloodshot.
if I don't see that, then I don't feel anything. But it doesn't bother me. When someone says, oh, Krishna, what happened to your eyes? Then I go to the mirror, I say something. Then I'm talking of something like what?
So then there's thought comes, oh, what's happening? Maybe I'm going to have this, maybe I'm going to have that, or maybe this is the sign of something that all that thoughts going. Is that superstition?
What do you call this? Yeah, what do you call this one? Huh?
That's overreacting, not superstition though.
Samba says, namdo mares.
제가 남도 남도 되려고 말어. 대 남도 사네. 아니 딴데 이제 내인지 말선 소소 똑바로 말했지.
It's also self-consciousness too. It's like,
What you call this? Yeah.
So yeah,
Because-
like you said, you believe that, right?
Yeah.
So you think, oh, maybe this is a disease. Maybe this is like a, a life-threatening disease, sign or symptom of life-threatening disease. But it's not. It might not be, right? It's not, unless it's not. But my mind is believing that it is that. So that's the superstition, right? No?
yeah, it's called hypochondria.
Huh?
Exactly.
Hypo?
Believing you haven't ruled us out.
Hypochondria.
Look on Friday the 13th, which was 2 days ago, people, superstition is believing that bad things are going to happen because the date is Friday the
Exactly,
13th.
yeah.
That's superstition.
Okay. 대 가르쳐.
I think I'm not it's just two things. There's something red in my eyes because there's some spirit or whatever which does,
Yeah, so many things happen.
Yeah.
If you think that way, maybe there's a spirit or maybe there's
Spirit
some
harm or something.
Right, or superstition thing, spirit or some black magic causes my eye to be red, then that is maybe superstitious, but
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Yeah. 빨리
남도 쓰는 가족이 되게 많이 버지. 많이 버지. 가서 많이 버스나 가서. 때 인식이라다 전화다 나 가서 미마우 차야지도 나자지 인식이라.
Yeah.
하다 인글레스 한번 뒷 남도 말했어.
I don't know, maybe the Tibetan superstition and the Western superstition different. 안조 남도스나 가르치는 배나 다 전화동가 라버러스. 아니 전화동가 랍네. 내 때문에 가 도에만 초박해요 말이. 다 라버스 땅가 바로는 시고다 그렇지. 근데 가 남도사겠다. 알레 지치는 내면으로 누가 지면으로서 나랑 셈씩 소했다. 때려 남도라 그러지. 셈가 또배 봤다네. 남도사까지 또배 간주면 다셔거든요. 저거.
So maybe it's like, it should be like a conceptual, conceptual thought, thinking that, oh, maybe this like that, maybe it's like that, maybe it's like that. Like conceptual and non-conceptual thought we talk about, in kind of, different kind of, two different kind of mind. Either it's conceptual or non-conceptual. So it's a conceptual thinking that, oh, this is like this or this is like that. Maybe it's this disease, maybe that disease. So in the superstition, it's also similar to that, right? But it has to be something to do with the magic or, like.
When you see a black cat, some people think the black cat is
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that. So when a black cat crosses the road, then this is bad, so you can't cross. Yeah, like that. So what Geshe is talking about superstition here is more like conceptual thought.
Yeah.
Just want to say that I see the word superstition used a lot in translation
Yeah.
for Tibetan teaching into, like, when the translation, either in text or like in live translation, the word is used a lot. I read it in books too, but I think it's different.
So that's what, like Geshe
different-
said,
Yeah, Geshe's meaning is this, like the Tibetan.
Like the conceptual thought.
Conceptual thoughts.
Yeah.
It's different from the Western use of the word superstition. Is a lot like maybe like a belief that a lot of people believe, like, oh, this is Friday the 13th is a
Right.
kind of superstition.
Like hotels don't even have a 13th
Really?
Like usually,
Ah.
A lot of the time, if people don't understand, the problem is that people don't understand where the belief came from, but they believe it anyway. For example, the reason 13 is considered unlucky is because once upon a time, there was a lunar calendar, not the Asian lunar calendar, but there was a lunar calendar. It was, that had 13 months. And the church, when they were trying to get rid of goddess worship, the patriarchal so-and-sos, they they made the calendar 12 months, and the 13th became the unlucky, and that was their way of killing the goddess worship. That was one of the ways they used.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
What, Jennifer?
And if people
I
believe
just
that,
was saying, the actual definition for superstition is it says a widely held, unfounded belief that a certain cause has a certain result.
Right.
So then that makes sense in the Tibetan translation.
Okay, Oman Pam. I think I create the merit. What do you think? Oman Pam.
Is that superstition?
No, but some people may think.
That's a superstition.
If they don't believe in Buddhism, then they
Yeah.
believe that could be superstition.
Yeah. I don't know. Then 저기서 말하고 싶어. 만도 남도 세대 콘도 삼도 then 저기서 말하.
지단 유대 저부터 더 지바다 그
된다,
마음벌에 임벌 삼대 알지라.
Yeah.
마음벌에 임벌 삼대. So I mean, actually, it carries the same meaning in a sense that you are still believing something that might not be. Believing in something that might not be, just your mind making it up. That's superstition. So either it's like 13th in Friday the 13th, or the 13th floor of the hotel, or whatever. That the black cat crossing your road, or what. That all that is just your mind thinking that it might happen that way. Oh, this happened. It happened this way. Now maybe something else will happen after that. That's all my thinking. So in a way, it is superstition. Like whatever you think. Oh, she's bad. Or she's good. Or she's beautiful. She's ugly. Like that. All that's superstition. And in our mind, we're thinking it that way because we believe in some ways that might not be like that.
The Tibetan traditions, I think 30 is good. 10 is the 10 virtues. 3 is 3 jewels. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I think maybe Tibetan. Maybe we don't have numbers. Europe, Yomara. So number. Number say about Yomara. In Chinese, the 8 is the best one.
4 is bad in China.
Really?
4 is bad.
Yeah.
Not like that, but it doesn't sound good.
Sounds good.
It sounds like
Yeah.
the word, right?
It sounds like that word, exactly.
Okay. Anyway, 드리다 가서 남도 세대가 간지 다 남도 가게 되는데 간지 남도 세대가 저 조타니 다 가도 옌발 마임발 옌바 간지 뭐지 다 두루다한테 남도 됐어.
So either it's the conceptual thought or the superstition mind, right? So so what is this doing? Is it either exaggerating, thinking of something is more than what it is, right? Or something that totally different, or something that's not. So you're thinking of something as something when it's totally not that. So like that kind of mind, it's either you call it conceptual thought or superstition, right? So because of that mind, then we make all these things up.
가지 야만나 토와 투바 도바 드리지 전에 디겐 텔라테네 다 수야 남도나 뭐라지 아니 남도 텔라테네 아니 링아가 하신 되는 거로.
And so either by seeing it or by hearing, then you make up these thoughts in your mind, right? You say, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, like that, and then through that thought, then you engage in action.
어떤 데서 다 간데 가서 남도도 때에서 용 다운도 다 남도 가게 돼 임바이네.
And so either whether it's a conceptual thought or the superstition, whichever it is, try to make it less.
오케이? 간제 오늘거나 전화 당가서 유목 전화 유목 쳐야 되냐 말 됐어. 이거는 거 여러분서 같이 돼 슈치야 돼.
So first, you try to suppress or apply antidote to the delusion that's more obvious. That's a gross delusion or more obvious delusion.
근데 땅에 서면 유목 맞춰와 쇼가 서면 두자 맞춰와 쇼 삼다다 다래 주보고 저는 가서 이제 왔다 고 말했어.
So just by thinking or praying that may I not have delusions in my mind, may I have no delusions arising in my mind, or may the bad thoughts not arise in my mind. Just by thinking like that, will you be able to overcome the bad thoughts?
된다 삼로 랑기 주당 거다. 간 삼로 랑기.
No, you have to apply the counterforce, right? So that which is thinking in the same way, but totally in the opposite way. Thinking about the same thing, but in a totally opposite way.
또 남도 덴바트마데 덴스세지오스. 덴스세지.
So grasping as something as truly existing, right?
아니 남의 또 히랍세지오스.
And then there's and then there's a wisdom realizing lack of true existence.
다 대인 좀바 저땅 찌라 미는 가로 미빠 찌라 미는 저땅인가 자기오스.
So these two, the wisdom realizing lack of true existence and the ignorance and grasping at true existence, they both are looking at the same thing. They're looking at the same thing, but they look in a totally different, opposite way. The way they look at it is totally opposite, but what they're looking at is exactly the same thing.
근데 다 데마트베 덴스세티 간지 머리 빠세티 자대기오스. 바코데 오노잖아 미시 빠세데레스.
So the grasping at true existence is ignorance.
다때 남도도 되던도 와서 수수직 삼 야무나 고와 투바데 대삼니 다 텔라야 남도 네멘로 네이바레스 땅에 여러봐서.
So that we call superstition.
Come back.
Superstitious mind. Because thinking, oh, it's like that, it's like that. It's not like that, but if you're thinking it's like that. You're thinking of something as something when it's not that.
다메토 쉐라스 데메토 쉐라스이도 되게다 유지응우 큰 이마다 시기오레스 하고요레스.
And then the wisdom realizing lack of true existence, is the mind that knows the reality. How things really exist.
베나 천하소 빼면서 당군에 즉 가르나. 베나 가도 잘라지 감라고 지대. 미시 차상 요는데 베나 깡거리지 되고요나. 답변 나도는 티싱이면서 다 덴델메도 베네 고 다다 테싱 말았어. 다 테싱이 일레바이나 그다다 덴덴 고 깔레치는 메 테싱으로 왔어.
So if like for example, if you buy a bicycle, right? Unassembled bicycle, which comes in a box, and then it comes with all these different parts, and you have to put it all together, right? So if I don't know which part goes where, I might think, oh, maybe this goes here, and then I might put a wrong thing on that one, and then later it will be very difficult to take it out, or I will break it while I'm doing that, and also because of not knowing. But if I know it, then okay, this part goes here, this part goes, and then I will put it all together in a nice way, in a correct way. That's the difference, of knowing and not knowing mind.
지다당 가도 됐다 되네다당 가도 단다 깡거리 득 마싱이 돼 람가는 로데 그랬어.
So we're like in that category where we don't know how to assemble the bicycle parts.
난돌한테 쇼거대요 말했어. 쇼거대 내 쇼도요 말했어.
And we don't have the instruction in that box.
된다. 다 쇼고면서 당도 대체가 내 맨로 내 책임으로 네게면로 something 남도 산도 되게 그랬어.
And so we have this superstition mind, thinking that maybe this goes here, maybe this goes there, maybe it goes here when it doesn't really go there. So we're making all mistakes.
제가 대체와 되기보다 된다기보다 마싱이지 깡거리 되거나 니만 년간고 그래. 힘에 대 주득하지 시작으로 와.
And so that person might take, who doesn't know how to do it properly, and who doesn't have instruction, might take maybe a day, whole day to put it together. Or when somebody knows, it might do it in an hour.
제가 히다 마시겠다 채웠던 거죠.
So that's the difference between knowing and not knowing.
제가 당 가도 가디는 가르치는 것도 두고도 나고 비기 두고도 정말로 두고도.
And so we have to know what, how, or doing in what way, do we like knock our nose? Like if you don't know, then you bang into something. You're walking in the dark, you don't see the things, then you bang here, bang there, right? So that's like we don't know. We're walking in like a dark.
근데 다 갈래했잖아. 마침 가도 시기 말인데 렐라고요 말해. 내 가도 응부에서 때나 박으면 그거 다 같이 잘라지 소야 mik단에 소야지 말인데 mik단에 소야 되는 말이 전부 써먹은 다다치 해서.
And especially what we are trying to do is understand the reality, right? Through understanding how things do not exist from their own side, or how they're empty of existing, truly and so forth. So that is all to do with the mind. It's not something that you see and put it together, but it's all in the mind, how you think about it, right? So it, of course, it doesn't happen, like overnight. It takes a time. You have to learn, and it takes a long time to really understand or to get to that point.
제가 테레비에 했던 게 싱이보도 배 다시 달라다 제다 싱이보 제가 미션은 초월하셔도는 벤 강강 고배들 배사사로
세니보네.
테레비에서 답변 멤버들 배나 줄로 멤버들 배나 베기 미션은 초월하도서는 강강 초도로.
So so the engineers or the doctors or scientists, when they depend on all this outside, right, the external gadgets, the machines, then if something happens to that, right, if something goes wrong with that, then they're all like kind of messed up, right? So they wouldn't know what to do, how to do their work.
Yes.
So in the Western sense, superstition will be cause and effect. Right? If you do this, then this will happen. On a certain date, blah blah blah, this will happen. But in the Tibetan sense, it's more about wrong view. So it's about not seeing reality. Right.
그래, 근데 뭐 마땅한 데서 남도 쓰거든.
Yeah.
뭐네 다 먹어야 돼.
이제 되는 거 오늘은 뭐 한번 거는 단 내면으로
that's true.
것이야.
Part of the definition in the Merriam-Webster dictionary says a false conception of causation.
그래서
That fits very, very well with the Tibetan view. False conception of causation.
그래, 내가 저기 삼로 놀죠 땅다 어디 남도 써야 돼. 삼로 놀고 땅 돼.
It's not necessarily about causation. I mean, it's about just wrong view, right? And just
maybe just the wrong thought.
right.
Yeah, just the wrong
So
thought.
what do you mean by like causation,
Well,
Bob?
Oh, cause and effect.
So about the wrong conception about
So it's
causation.
a belief or practice resulting from ignorance, fear of the unknown, magic, or a false conception of causation. So false cause and effect.
Yeah, for 다 윤대기 다 가서 윤대콜 하면 거야. 다 디치나 디응그르스는 즉 때 가서 요 잡아도 요 말데 또 윤그르스 하면 지거다. 다 노르조 사면지 어라 어디서 거다. 남도 다 알아. 다 가서 배버샤 다 알아.
Yeah. That's good. Anyway, now we have some idea, right? 진짜다 가든 남도도 초르다서 남도도 초르다. 남도도 봐 쌍고. 남도도 쌍.
말이 버려서 남도들아.
남도보다 머리 바로 봐 되는 머리 받으랬어. 이제 그 의원에서 막고자 마시바다 단 내면으로 좀 그게 대체제 되게로 와.
Yeah, so if you know the reality, you don't have superstition. You don't have reality. Okay, yeah, this is a cut, okay, this is, so if you know that, then of course you don't have superstition. Oh, maybe this is that, maybe that. You don't have that superstition. You don't. So the conclusion, is that the superstition is ignorance. So if you have ignorance, you have superstition.
다 강들 간데 채는 맞잖아. 가져오다. 아니 남도 누가도 되게 용어다 답시고 그러다. 강들.
The Shia Tavshikoris.
다 시야 간지 시야. 의원에도 시와.
So try to reduce your superstition. So what do you understand again? No, not just thinking that, oh, I should not think that if the cat crosses the road, then it's bad. I should not think. It's not like that. It means like try to reduce your ignorance.
배나 남도고 이용금에 지난 괜찮아서 같이 나야죠 배나. 님만 감도 별래나. 아니 되게 따다 연구했어. 감도 간 족버렸어. 배나 감도 샤라고 조지 디고 코드 탑가 가는 줘봐이나. 아마라고 그랬어. 아니 다 샘체가 너무나 맛보고 그랬어. 미기다 그랬어. 오늘 따다 연구했어. 다 너랑 감도 샘체 요요 말다. 뭐비교 갈면 같이 내게 레고.
나 대신 남도 말해서 그래.
그러니까 남도도 레바이나. 땡고니 파조지 용등으로 용등도 봤어.
그래서 되는 마사면에 용 말.
가서 마스면 봐지 용 야가다 어디 제도 개 라디오도 고 로그도 피기 사기세게 메타가 개긴 통하면 됐어. 대 남도 대 휴진의 파조네 겐 냠도 용고 살아야 돼.
So maybe it's a causation, so
Yeah.
like when you have that thought, that really affects, that brings the effect, Like Geshe said, he's a nomad, right? So in Tibet they used to milk the D, the animal, the cow, whatever, right? So they milk it and then they boil. When they boil it, if it overflows, if it over boils and flows into the fire, then they will say that's it's a bad omen, and then that will cause the cows, what do you call it, the milk, huh? Udders, yeah. The udder will have a source, and then the cows will get a red eyes, just like a bloodshot red eyes like that. They have this superstition, and then when that happens, his mother will think like that, right? That superstition will come up in her mind, and then really happens, to the cows. The udder will have a source, and the red eyes and the cows, right? So that's because of the superstition. In India, the same thing happens, but they don't have this superstition, and nothing happens to the cows.
나도 내려야 가오 있는 그내 바비큐 치는 게 제요래. 제요서만 차사 말게. 너와라. 바비큐 치는 게 남도 미가 남도서 개요 말와서. 제가 남도다.
거기가 샤다스나. 샤멜로쇼나.
샤멜로쇼나 남도 슈트. 나도 파일라 빼 남도 되게.
So like in your oven, right? So they have this open oven in Tibet, like in the house. So if a meat falls into that, that's a very bad thing. It's they will bad, and then it's really because they have this thought, and so something bad will happen. Here you do barbecue all the time, nothing happens. So it's like having or not having that thought, superstition in your mind. If you have that superstition in your mind, then it can really bring some effect. If you don't have that, it doesn't. So that's very strange.
나도 별래요. 나 찜바까지 만도서 야 로그 넣으세요. 이랬어. 땅에 찜바도 친구들 아니 마트에 와서 가지 뭐지 내야 요랬어. 근데 나도 찜바 땅 안다가 막 가왔다나게 시작에는 맨날.
Like in Tibet, they say don't pee everywhere. You might harm the nagas, and the spirits, and so that will cause to have a sore in your private parts, and then it really happens. And then so people will have that as sores. Not a wound in a sores, like a spots, red spots or sores, and but it says like in other places they pee everywhere, nothing happens to other people.
Yeah, maybe it's true. Maybe we don't know that. Like India, we can pee everywhere. Just whatever, just come, just go there. No one cares. But we don't have this problem. It's Tibetan. We have our place, my place. A lot happen. Then you have to do special puja. Be there's a karo. And little no what is. Kana little ko shingyores. Shena ta ko lemelu nga do yang chip chapter chairs.
So you make offerings, to the nagas. You give them something, or there's like called a naga medicine. It's like in a form of an incense. You burn that, and then that will help them, and then they will be happy, and then your sores will go away. You don't have to apply any ointments, it will go away.
제도 테닉 남도서 걔들 남도서 딱 가지 남도서 가로다 스포츠 제신 하러 나 버드 사반 지지는 것도 하고 매년 너도 하고 매년 아주 맨나 차대 지진들이 이제도 하고 매년 아주 별이야 그마 나사베나 캔서세야 나 지 다이베티스 같은 좀 차주 고만요스 지기나 미식이다 나도 하고 매년 was 하마고는 그때 나사도 메이저 렉 말어.
So maybe there is this kind of harms here too. There's the spirit harms, the naga harms, and people think, oh, this is just some kind of disease, and they do all these treatments, and they never get better with no matter what they do, right? They take all these medicines and it doesn't help. Maybe this is naga harm, or maybe there's spirit harm there. And we don't know because But same thing in Tibet, like you never heard of all these diseases like cancer or diabetes or high blood pressure and so forth, And maybe there was, but they didn't know, right? And they die of some kind of disease, and they don't know it was the high blood pressure or diabetes which killed them, and they don't know, and they just die, and because of not knowing, they die like that. Just like that, here could be a spirit harms, and because they didn't know, and because they didn't know, so therefore, they couldn't find it out.
Now you guys see the Tibetan calendar. Tibetan calendar. Even you cannot go out these days. Don't start business. Don't get married. Don't be baby. Don't do forever, right? There's so many things. Like who don't believe like that things? They don't have anything happen. We try to follow all that thing. Did something more worse like that, right? Do you see that? The Tibetan calendar. You guys follow that? They always bad days, right? Yeah. No good days, everything do like that.
I follow only the good days. So, oh yeah, that's a good day. I can do that.
Yeah, they have like, kind of Kodote, Joma Jedang, Joma Muti Korangi come down, and such million Joma Jedang, and it Nima Ting, Karma the Kangat and the Singing Watch. Sit down yourself.
So yeah, they calculate that, right? So they don't just say like that. They calculate with the elements. What element is more obvious? Like more or manifesting. Is it the fire element, the earth, or the water? Which is more? And depending on that, then also depending on the constitution of the person that they are doing for, and all depends on that. And through that, then they come up with this calculation.
Then number like dependent. Something other chick, not a rotion, the Tamil Roshana. I let that thing a Kamaya man on it. No legacy. Thinking I just say I will keep me out man to the numb to the leg.
And then sometimes also you get this superstition or the wrong thoughts, conceptual thoughts in your mind, thinking that, oh, maybe I did that. If something goes wrong, so something didn't work out, and then you say, oh, maybe I started that thing, on that day, which was not a good day.
제가 bena kanji tati kene chingi de tar mando wena kanji kola ya nyoda de lede kanji kene de.
So the person who accepts that and who believes in that, those the bad days and so forth, and he gets those problems.
가나 대 마제 땡가서 남도 소셜 남도도 휴치무 휴에서 봤어.
And so that's because those are all made by our superstition mind.
다나 지금 방식에서도 나도 배에 칼런데 집발에 넣어서 지제고 봐시고 예사도 제가 가야고 멍치기도 제가 또 그 남도 넣다지다 가지.
And the same with the feng shui. It always tells you to like what do you call that, dimensions, like geometry, right? So it's whatever, so you have to have face in certain directions. The bed has to be on that corner or this corner, and facing such and such direction and so forth. So I think it's all superstition.
그래서 나도 배에 칼렌더로 또 딱 간지 남도 당 그런 거 다니지 냠부로 되게 있었다.
So like that, I think the Tibetan calendar also, it has to do with the elements, and also something to do with the superstitions as well.
간지 두들이 간지 던지다 딱 던지기 남도랑서 뭐 보여서 아니 소소치 담으리 오셨나 아니 다 두어티 좀 맨로서 근데 남도랑 아니 띵섬 쭉 되는 뭐 보는 것도.
And so because of those things, so many superstitions in our mind, so when something goes wrong, it says, oh, maybe, because I did on such and such day or such and such time and so forth, and because of that, then you get disturbed, with that thought.
And 나도 배워라 양보해서 제일 전도 대상 시제소라야 배우기 현대 쉬네 양보도 양보서 제여로 제다 안에 나도 공부가 양보 제를 놓다 봐 양보 제를 했어. 그때 양보 제네 가지 소소 깔래 맞잖아 가지 배자 용 말했어 가지.
And then there's the nowadays people talk about the wealth vase, the wealth vase. The wealth vase, the wealth vase, the vase, with the that you do some puja with that, and then that brings the wealth in your house. Have you heard of that? No?
No.
Yes, it works. That's a condition. The cause you have to create. You have to do something. You have to do the business. If you want to have money, if you don't work or do business, you won't get money. But that can help. So in the monasteries, they do that all the time. And of course, on top of that, you have to do the work also.
간지 다 소소 로서 되는지 군도 그마저 송송스 나도 배발라야 안는 잠발라다 다치 간지 놀지 더보 마보 요래 소야 요래 뇌야 요래 옛날 시당 잠발을 투박가라 좀 개개 못했어 아니 된다 나도 배발라 어다때 그 송송스 간지.
So that's why there's like a superstition also, right? Involved in that, saying that, oh, if I do this, I will get a wealth. But if you don't do anything, of course you will not get wealth, right? So His Holiness said, like in Tibetan, we have that tradition, of consecrating, the wealth vase, and then doing the pujas and so forth to bring wealth. But then the richest people in the world don't do that at all. Right? All the rich people in the world, the richest people in the world, they don't do those kind of pujas at all.
Yeah, anyway, maybe I'm the most strangest person to all the tradition was this not good, that not good, that not good. It's not like that. But kaji namto said kaji tu chitu tang was namto said.
So anyway, this superstition mind, it stirs in all our mind like that, right? It stirs our minds in that way. Annette, you have something?
Oh, I was just thinking about astrology. It's an ancient, art, and it's based on. I mean, I don't know that much about it, but the planetary alignments and kind of the microcosm, macrocosm. Like we are, our bodies. We're part of the whole universe. We're a mini cosmos. So what's out there is going to affect us here. That kind of thing. I mean, to me, there's at least relatively there's some wisdom going on there, but I'm always kind of back and forth with that kind of thing, thinking, okay, well, I don't, but then there's the idea that you can maybe, instead of being like a slave to that superstition or, thought process, then you could be like, well, you know what, I'm in charge of my own destiny, you know what I mean, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
My question, I was exactly gonna,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was gonna say, is with the moon, right? The moon actually controls the tides because of the gravity and everything else. So I think there might be a little bit of,
Something.
the moon, the way the moon is, like for instance, this Friday the 13th, there was a full moon. And that will never happen again for another 20 years. But that whole thing, I think maybe a superstition, like, okay, I don't know, but I think the moon and the planets and everything else, people have a superstition, like when it's a full moon, people get crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But maybe do you think that that's a superstition, or do you think maybe the planets do?
대치 요살 나 장본님 소도.
Gen tesira.
간다 배나 단준데 년준도 티컵라 가서 나올인지 묵다다는 저번도 그랬어. 근데 그때 송도. 그때는 이제 완로에서 때까지.
그래다 gen tesira다.
겐지 제거서 때.
유조도 말았어요.
저도 그 말이나 때까지 겐지 제거서는 종하게 겐지.
Yeah, definitely. There is some kind of effect, from those things from outside. Of course, anything, not just that. That's like a big thing we're talking about, but even small things, can, serve as a condition for us to experience such and such things. So it's not only like in our mind, and of course, the outside things can also affect. So like on the days like the lunar eclipse or solar eclipse, His Holiness also mentioned that there's like differences in our way of breathing also.
때때인데 대군디가 반지 뒤걸 때니 para 냠제로 가로 테마 못 나와서 왔을 때 가디나 용도 송도.
So he said, he had this experience many times. He experienced it many times. So every time there is like a solar eclipse or lunar eclipse, he will experience that.
so that's not considered
제가 그때 가는 일 그랬어.
superstition?
제가 그때
Or
간지
it's kinda like somewhere in between?
남도당 되어가지 그게 간지 종하게 땡기 연구해서 도 간 거지.
Yeah, so there's a mix of all these things, So there could be, like, not as much as we really think. When we think of something as, oh, it's all totally that, then that's a superstition. It's not really totally that. There's something else. Also, many different kind of cause and condition come together for such and such thing to happen. And so it can depend on that, so many things, and then this result comes up. It doesn't come from one thing only. So, but when we think that it's all because of that, then that's superstition. But that also contributes contributes to this effect also. Because of that, this happened. That too, and there's many other things. But the two things is that only is that high tide is only because of the full moon. It's total. It's like superstition. There are many other conditions that comes to that. So we have to know that. Also, of course, there are these other elements, and that's superstition. All this.
근데 간저 배발을 찌세지 저도 찌하고 해요.
Astrology.
Astrology. 간저 배회게 맨나 드리러 가셔와이나 찌자 그랬어. 아니 나 담봉 얘기 반다 가로 다 소데 시키요. 아니 나 너와서 내 소데 나와 가디니 최소요. 아니 담보 기계도 수행 봐. 술래해와 가르치는 저 강갈라 그랬어. 내가 가와 째게요. 나 가와 차대요. 강갈라 그랬어. 가르삼 돼요.
So like astrology, you're talking about, so the astrologer can tell through the calculation. Like if I die today, then he will tell, he will be able to tell through the calculation, he will be able to tell me what caused my death. And when did I really lose my life? Did it really happen today, or, like last month or last week or a few days ago, someone took my life already. And like that, so that can say. And then it can also tell where my mind was attached to, what my mind was attached to at the time of death. And so you can say, his mind was attached to certain things. So take that thing away and then give it to somebody or something like that. They can tell that, and they also can tell what kind of rebirth he's going to have.
This is Tibetan.
Tibetan astrology.
Yeah.
That I've heard is very powerful.
Yeah, do you have tak tene gaji ngado mila nam to la ya se ko na mi ta tene mambo jor ta kanji manji mambo jor ta.
So the astrology is all about calculation. You know that, right? As they calculate this and that and all this, and so that kind of superstitions we have a lot.
Yeah, kanji ta tene mambo yeda ta pena mi nam to sawo ji na. Tene mambo ko na nam to mar san da kaji kadina sabeti mo chagre.
And so if you have that kind of superstitious thought, then you have more and more you think about it, more superstitious you get, then you don't become happy.
Right. Like that, that's some. Then the talk kanji ngado nam to share chayo mara. Kanji tan ngado thiri do share ta tiso do. Nam to share chayo mara.
So the main thing we're talking about today is superstitions. Time is almost over, but we're still stuck on the superstitious stuff.
Kanji da kadina chana do nam to share kanji 수수의 삼수다 수수의 티반 통화 삼바도 텔까지 착바시라 제일 말 간다.
So don't have too much of superstitious mind. In a sense, like don't just believe in whatever you see, hear, and think is correct.
아니 텔레 수수 가르나 가르노나 텔레제나 수준 삼도 따지지 맞아버진데 텔레서면 텔레 수수 액션 지게 엔티기 안 요라만 몰라요 용 거로 봐.
So what we think what we see is not always correct, right? So we have to investigate. Is it really like that or not? Or we see something and we think, oh, it's like that, and then we act according to that. And then we act in the wrong way. And then we get a bad result. So because of that, don't just believe in whatever you see. First think about it and then investigate. Is it really like that or not?
The action matching ngala samlo de tan kheba is. Action tan chidar ape sandula to let.
So if you are able to think before you engage in action, check and think before you engage in action, then you're wise. But later, after you have engaged in action, then you say, "Oh, it was not correct," then you're foolish.
나도 내가 집에 가려 배나 비즈니스 제모도 있다다 배나 루쭈그나라 캡선 사기 자주도 요 말스 배나 비즈니스 제모도 여러 거. 루쭈나라 캡선 사기 자주 제게 말고도. 손데 간이 야가도 간이로 건데스. 된다고 고려스. 다리보 손당고.
So like a big, business people, that when they do their business, they don't think about profit for the next 10 years.
딱 말했어. 간지 라이 탑시야 제가 말했어. 간지 총도 간인도 간이 야가도 전.
So they don't think about the profit, for the next 10 years. They only think about how to make the business well.
Yeah.
So you have to think like that.
Okay. You got business? 근데 나 총바세야 되고 캡산데 이 돈도 다나 캡산라고 말했어. 다리 뭐 삼다나 아니 고 따다 용아. 직전에 종어라서보다 캡산 야라고 그래.
So when you think about the benefits, right, the profit right away, you might not get it, right? When you start a business, will you get a profit right away? Very unlikely, right? But slowly, if you keep on stuck, with that and keep on doing it, after 10 years, you might get a big profit.
Right.
So like that, you have to think like that. So if you don't get profit and you rather give away, then that's nothing, right? So you start business and you give away the business right away, then you won't get anything. So if you think about the profit in like 10 years, then maybe it might fail. Who knows? But lots of time it works that way.
대대 창수 따다 재미도 빼 녀바 내가 깔리 잡 어떻게 잡네 빼 녀바 시그레스.
So like you see the Chinese people, they are very they work really hard. Even if it really doesn't, even it doesn't, get any profit, they keep on working hard on that.
Yeah. And 캡산 주주 잘 되는 코드 내가 휴지 못 시그레스.
So they do lots of work, even for a small profit.
제가 나도 단단한도 취재와야 나랑 나도 취재와나. 담보는 같이 샤주 샘께 고운도 똥반에 또 고운도 다 돌럼 토고도 그런 뜻은 나도 다 갈래카 그래서.
So just like that, if we do the practice, Dharma practice, when we do a Dharma practice, if you expect a lot of good results right away, it's soon after I do this practice, I will have a realization of bodhicitta, I will have a realization of emptiness and all these things. It's not possible.
Okay, 다 드린 것도 제우 첨부인다. 다들 제우 첨부는 다 드린 것이 시작이다.
Yeah, so now we're going to talk about the great scope.
Okay. Okay.
Let's just start it.
Okay.
Might not be able to go much, but let's start it.
당도 제우 첨부, 제우 주면서 쓰면 요래서.
So there are the great scope, small scope, and medium scope, right?
다 등주고 대다 그러나 썸도 안 하고 치워래. 썸도 안 하고 치워.
So what's the meaning of these three different scopes? It's all differences in the way of thinking, right?
그러나 가도 샤지 잡아이나 샤 테마 쓰면나. 제우 주는 쳐서 실로고 내가 제가 직접 치자래서.
And so, like for example, when you make a prostration, three prostration, to the holy objects, the prostration is same. The prostration you make is same.
It's day 16. Okay, right? There is that kulung chawaya. Ngano.
499. Doesn't have a page number on it. Says page 499, but you just go to 500 and then go back one.
Okay.
But there is a difference in the motivation. The action is the same, right? Making three prostration, but motivation or the thought involved in making that prostration has three different thoughts.
Okay. 근데 여자 안 남주 감동하죠. 축 대화점이 추임 받은 뭐죠? 강사 대화점을 빨리 고세지요. 추대 대화점이 저런 게 제약이 추대 대화점이 말해도 저 강사처럼 대화점이라도 강사 쓰고 그래서 해야 돼. 저런 게 재단배나다 안 조배나 내 배제 나한테 게추 아니 대화 다 배제 나는 강사 대화점 보러 와. 중간 남바이 대화점 보이 라바도 조금 말해도 저런 강사라고 썰못 당다데 대화점 쓰고 그래서
So there's a saying that it is not enough, for the teaching to be of the Mahayana. It is important for the person to be Mahayanist.
Okay.
So like what we're practicing now here, what we're studying, is a Mahayana Dharma. Like all the Tibetan Buddhism, we talk about is Mahayana Dharma. But if you don't have that thought, of the great scope, then you don't become Mahayanist.
그거 당한도 주도야 대화 첨보다 대화를 대화도 가가 힘에 가세요.
So how many of you know the differences between these three different scopes?
Everyone knows? You knows? Everyone knows? Jesse knows, Deborah knows, everyone knows. I think it's not right. Okay? 당한도 빼나 차사야다 빼나 빼차다 차사야다. 나도 제일 추리 추는 샤사기운다.
So now we're going to make prostration. So let's say I'm going to make prostrations, three
Okay.
prostrations.
Who likes small scope? Who likes the middle scope? Who likes the great scope? No. Yeah. No. Who want to pretend a small scope?
So can someone explain, how a small scope will think when you make a prostration?
Yeah.
They would think that you're trying to have a better next life for the benefit of their future life.
Yeah. Okay. We heard the law of hell realms, hell, right? Hell realms. Anyway, the person, the motivation, think about, I don't want to rebirth the hell realm, to better life. The motivation is that, therefore I'm going to prostration. This we call small scope. If you do prostration to, I want to happy, healthy, successful life, this life, it will be your no scope. According to text, Lam-rim, we are not scope. Okay, the small scope, at least you think about the future. Because in this life, even the birds, squirrels, and the wild animals, they already born, they can take care of their life. If you think about only this life, it's your looks like human being, but your mind seems to be animals. Okay? Therefore say, forgot this life. I'm working for this life every day. Anyway, the person think about for the Rotakaju, 제가 심어 펜체라 펜이 제대 샤다를 제가 중스러워.
So yeah, because of being scared of being born in the hell realm, right? And then, to have a better result in the future, you do this practice or make 3 prostration. So with that thought, if you do that, then that becomes a small scopes prostration.
다 되는 거다. 알타가 저시만 연소 맞잖아. 양종가 믿잖아. 단단한 코알 좀 당 코알 타고 누구선 비상적이더라. 기분 등스.
So then the next one thinks that even if I'm not born in the hell realm, still I'm born in the upper realm as a human gods and demigods. I still have so much problems, still have so much sufferings. I'm still not free from psychic existence. And so therefore I must free myself from psychic existence in order to be free of all these problems. And then with that you make process, then that becomes a medium scope.
다 나랑 코알 조사를 다치 못하면 나는 다치 못하면 팽이 못 되나. 게 파마 년데 빈빈자 정보 정보 샘체 참마다 코알랑 샘체 다 콘돌라 팽이 제다 다가 산제 코바토 공도 상대 되어 침발라 그래서.
So then other thought, the next person thinks, even if I'm free from psychic existence myself, that's not enough because all my friends and families and relatives, who's been my relatives, who have been very kind to me in all these lives, are still suffering in samsara. So I have to do something to help them, to be out of samsara. And for that, I have to become a Buddha. So in order to become Buddha, to benefit other sentient beings, I'm going to make these 3 prostration. Then that becomes a great scope prostration.
Gender action, same action, but different motivation. Because motivation makes big difference. Now we just stay here. I'm very jealous, you guys. These guys are very good English. I have a lot of problem. I'm like jealous something. I create the negative karma. I'm just stay here. I don't do anything. Then I just hear. Maybe I just lay down. You guys think, oh, Geshe is sleeping. But I rejoice, Lord, you guys effort, how to practice, how to study. I rejoice. I don't do anything. Also, I get a lot of positive karmas. Therefore, motivation thinking is very important. Pechajanan ganzo magiwa choyo was. Nasam nosam lotasam to kulore. Kulon telateni liji magawa sam tangaga magiwa shi yongore.
So that the 10 non-virtuous action, the 3 of the mind, covetousness, the ill will, and wrong view. Those are like a motivation. And because of those 3 thoughts, then you create the actions of your body and speech.
Okay? 그래서 난도 그 태화 침부 주의라래. 태화 침부 주세야 돼. 간지 또 가리게는 샹축 세 문제가 그래. 샹축 세면은 태화 침부 자기가 말했어.
And so this is talking about the great scope or the Mahayana. And the Mahayana is all about bodhicitta. So without bodhicitta, there is no Mahayana.
Okay. 근데 얘가 안에 샹축을 셈때라 뒤에는 인지 침부로 그래. 인지 침부.
And in order to generate bodhicitta, before that you have to generate the great compassion.
Okay? 도우진 바르러나 아니 대용한데 내전에 내집에나 안도배나 그게 professor 랍라가 professor 돌아라 때네 college 티카나 거로 master degree 때네 지지지 때네 college 때네 차상로고 되게 집바로 온 거예요.
So it's the same thing. In order to become a professor, you have to, have the masters, the bachelors, or then you have to go to college, and you have to go to high school. All these things you need before you become a professor like that.
그래서 샹적 샘자 간의 시간도 나그 신소 집에서는 좀 놀라펴서 산지를 보셔. 되게 특이 되게 샹적 샘심 되거.
So the bodhicitta says through the practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha for the benefit of all. So those 2 lines, of the refuge and bodhicitta shows the bodhicitta.
근데 연자 단다 쇼로카치도 쇼로카치디 담보 되게 잠도 되게 저런 남바이라고 그래서 이바 되게 샘체 되게 저런 대화침 냠내바이라고 그래서.
And so that is of refuge and bodhicitta. The first 2 lines, shows you're a Buddhist, and then the second 2 lines shows you're a Mahayana practitioner.
다데 안에 남바다 대화침부고 냠내바가 빠스로 요나면에 들어서.
So that's like the identity, of the Buddhist and Mahayanist practitioner.
아니 쇼게 야랑서만 저런 게 식대 테마 좀 된다. 저런 끌고 주사래. 끌고 다른 되게 오래.
And so so in the morning when you wake up, after you wake up, you recite this verse, with the with the contemplation on the meaning 3 times. Then you're all set. You are Buddhist and you are Mahayanist.
아니 대니가 맨날 내가 들고 가라. 디랭아 내가 줘야 돼. 가지. 배만도 내 지금에 삼바시. 내가 야보 책이 좀 끌고 캐는 거 야보 연구를 했어.
So also then that day when you go to work, you think of that, work that you're going to go and do is for the benefit of others, right? I'm going to do to benefit others, and at least not to cause any harm to others. If you think like that, then that whole day work becomes, Mahayana practice.
아니 gonda 텔레가 투소 녀와찌가 들어이나 아니 텔레야 샥주지. 야보체나 텔레 지사라잖아. 당겨와 고는 배로 그래서.
And then in the evening, when you come back, from work, then whatever you did, if you did good, then rejoice over that. Then that multiplies, increases your merit. And then if you have done bad, then confess that, purify that negative karma. Whatever bad things you have done, purify that through confession.
제가 끌롱사데 뺀 무슨가 그러고 내가 침보를 그대나 끌롱하고 제고 그래.
And so therefore, setting up proper motivation is very important, and always, pay attention to that.
그러와 어디지 된데다 다 샹적고 셈세데 아니 고미하게 제다 아니 다 샹바 니지 그러다 샹바 니지 마시 그러고 전체 주소 영어 샹바다 다 장도 거다 반데.
And so in order to generate bodhicitta, like I said, you have to generate great compassion, and the superior thought, and then great compassion, and then before that, loving kindness, right? And then before that, wish to repay the kindness of others, and then before that, remembering the kindness of others, and before that, thinking of all being as your mother, and so forth, right? So with that, you'll be able to generate bodhicitta.
배전나도 대진인 죽을 심지 코나 땜바다 배양다 제바 샹저좀 심지인데 배 코나를 사야돼 배 특히 내가 좀 보여서 저도 인지나 요나면아.
So, like it said here, in the outline 322, right? Training the mind in great scope stages of the path. This has three headings, right? So teaching that the development of bodhicitta is the sole gateway to the Mahayana, and teaching its benefit as well. So you heard where I stressed? What I stressed? Soul. The soul gateway. So bodhicitta is the soul gateway.
Okay.
So that has a great meaning there.
근데 된대기 샹적에서 딱 나도 남주 쇼죽 내가 가로 당보 니버스 마마보 장사로 들나는 요와스.
And so that means like the Mahayana, in order to enter into the Mahayana vehicle, you have to have bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the only way you can generate, only way you can get into the Mahayana vehicle. And then also talks about the teaching its benefits as well. So the benefits of bodhicitta. So many of you have studied Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, right? The first and second chapter, they all talks about the great benefits of bodhicitta.
아니 호텔에 들이다 딱 가지고 근데다 땅도 샹적 샘도 곰바야나 오늘 빼 무슨 배에 좀 보여서 근데 사람들도 곰고래 나도 샹적 샘도 곰 아니 비자 펜도 좀 보여래서.
So it has a great benefits. So if you understand the benefits, then you will want to meditate on it. So when you meditate on the bodhicitta or generate bodhicitta in your mind, then you will have lots of benefits.
강들 안에 지금 소수 안에 지금 맞아난 거 다다니 베셈체도 저 팬통이 미지 용와쇼. 근데 용와라 라달라미 신gel랍쇼. 근데 삼다. 근데 삼로 땅지 안에 로조 제고 그래서.
So may I be able to benefit, all sentient beings, and at least may I not cause any harm to sentient beings, and all the Buddhas and deities and gurus. Please bless me to be able to do that, like that. So think like that, and then with that thought, then you engage in the practice.
땅도 샹적 샘때도 곰고에다스.
So now we're going to meditate on bodhicitta for a little while.
아니 샘체 탐쪽에다 산제고 공부 토퍼쇼 톱나 쩨마루 토바 셰고도 되지 삼때 대쇼스.
So think like this: may all sentient beings achieve enlightenment. How wonderful it would be if they all achieve state of full enlightenment. And may myself be able to make them achieve state of full enlightenment. So just have that thought for as long as you can.
강도 자와 처먹고 소요 봐. 샘제 반의 젠더서 양다도 비 상점데 되게 샘제 못 시게 봐.
So just like it is said in the clear ornament of clear realization by Buddha Maitreya, so the generation of the mind of enlightenment, is
양다도 비 상점데.
Is to achieve, is to wish, to achieve enlightenment or full enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings.
근데 그 쌈서지 째고 근데 샘지 강도 제가 째고 그랬다.
So we have to develop that kind of thought, wishing to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. That thought in our mind. So that's called bodhicitta.
근데 샘지 강도 시바지 근데 뭐 째고 그랬다. 향조 좀 째서나.
So, a part of our mind has to develop and that form of thought. So that's called developing bodhicitta.
오케이? 근데 장도 나도 삼에 못하다시기로 왔어.
So we all know how to drive, right?
근데 나도 지라 못하다 시바데 요래서.
So we have this mind which knows how to drive.
대나지 샹지부선데 근데 샘제 반다지 양다도 비 샹지부 근데 시바지 강도 제 째고 그랬다.
So like that, we have to have a mind that thinks about bodhicitta or thinks about achieving enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings.
오케이? 니지라 근데 시바지 째와서 근데 영화쇼 근데 제 래퍼 쇼스다 근데 로징도 제 고네 건 배고 그래.
So always think about developing that kind of mind. So may I be able to develop that mind? May I be able to develop that kind of mind?
당가도 제 샹지부 샘지 째서 된도 당가도 잘 됐어요다.
So once you have generated part of your mind in that form of mind of bodhicitta, then you're all set.
Okay, then we are really halfway, 93. Otherwise, right now just we are the very only we driving with a 10 hours mile, something very short, narrow place. If we get the bodhicitta, we just halfway, we just go. Okay? Yes.
So, how does great compassion differ from bodhicitta? Sometimes they're confused, seen as the same, but they're different, obviously. Great compassion and bodhicitta.
닝제 첨보나 장주sem니 개발하셔.
니제 첨부 세대 아니 sem치 둥하다 탄데 로지레스. 샤저고 sem세대 아니 지금 딱 대화다 된데 로는 보시래. 같이 잠바가서 그러.
말 장주sem. 닝제 첨보다 장주sem니 집어도 통고도 sem니.
알테 말에 이제 첨부 세대 가르나 sem세대 둥하다 탄나 쩌마로 sem베게 딱 sem치 정말 미네 둥하다 탄나 쩌마로 sem벨로 대전자 삼거레스. 다 이제 샤저고 sem데 콘솔라 펜토야지다 간데 용을 쇼고 삼로 그랬어.
So the great compassion is aiming at all sentient beings and wishing them to be free from all the sufferings. So that's great compassion. And then so then of course you have that thought and then you say, oh, may they all be free from all sufferings. May I myself be able to free them all from suffering. And for that I'm going to become a Buddha to free all sentient beings from suffering. So when you say that, then that last thought, may I become a Buddha to free all sentient beings from suffering, then that's called bodhicitta. But at the beginning you say, may all they be free from suffering.
근데 나도 샘지 변한 뭐라고 시도시 시작하는 니 이제 다 근데 저어서 샘섬도지 동안 이제 섬 텔레 이제라 그랬어. 다 소소파는 액션 체제로 다 텔레 아니 샤주고 샘세.
So like you see insect or bug that's suffering and you say, oh, poor thing is going through a lot of pain. And maybe how wonderful it would be if it is free from that suffering. That's compassion. And then you take action to do something to free it from the suffering. So that's like bodhicitta.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
So in the boiling milk example, how did you respond to your mother?
그래서
엄마 쉬어서라 엄마 다 로체다 탑셔져라. 내가 저랑 그랬다고 했어.
제 그랬다다. 우리 거기 그새.
형도 다 그랬으면 되거든. 다.
야, 나도 다 삼도. 네가 나도 다 삼 거야.
At that time, Geshe said he was thinking same way.
Yeah.
Oh,
You really think about.
단다 가는 사람도.
다 단다 다 대동은 남동은 로다 지서라고 이나. 남동은 로다나 코데 지체가 레와 주서라고.
So yeah, I mean, right now, Geshe said when he think about it now, he thinks it has a lot of superstitions, superstitious thought, but also there's other cause and conditions, that makes the udder of the cow have a sore and red eyes and so forth.
Penanganzo Canada, Canada, Yours, Pelaya. Sajadango Shibda Center, Shibda Center. Tanganzo Town Hira Cochina, Tamasho than yours. Penangipinja Tanda Cochada, Gipinja Lapa de Co, Lapa de Condayamar, Yaboyomarco, Lapa de Pesci Omar. Can Ganzo Lumbaje, T. Lumbadango Shibda Center. Teleco Shin the Coxa, Shin the Cote Chason. That Jamil Hejaba the Lenete, she go tops the Narada than a Keke Chayo Marco.
So that's, it's a lot of things to do, a lot to do with the superstitious mind, if you think in that way, then it really happens in that way. If you don't think it, then really maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't happen, Like Geshe, let's say one of his brother, his hands doesn't function well. Even you can see his hand, but he cannot really grab the things or, cannot do the work with his hand. And that's because one time he went to cut a wood, and they say there's a spirit called a landlord spirit. You have heard about it? Landlord spirit, the spirit that owns the land, owns the property of that land. And if you go and cut it, then it can harm you. So that says, like he went to cut, he cut a tree there, and then the spirit harmed, and then now he couldn't, move his hand or couldn't do work with his hand. But then the Chinese, the people, the Chinese militaries or staff came, and then they all cut the wood, and nothing happened to them. So your mind thinking that, because of that, then really happens.
Yeah, there's some connection. I don't know how that works.
Placebo.
You see, I don't know how they work, the connection. This is hard to explain. This is really happened. We Tibetans, do see, they come there to pray flags. They say, Lonta Tawai, Rungotana, Susoya Lonta Tagaris, and to Chivers. When the Lonta Modo, the Nana, Lonta Chandulamna, Yancha Lonta Tanaya, Lonta Yasundo, Singurs.
Yeah, so Tibetans also believe that, there's like kind of a superstition, believe that if you hang prayer flags, then your, like a lifespan or things will increase, something like that. And then they do that, for that reason, they hang the prayer flags like that. And then prayer flags, they have a different content. The prayer flags, the prayers that are written on the flag is different kinds, for different purposes.
And then other people Santangaris, Shupa, Mepana, Santangaris.
And then we offer the incense, we burn the incense.
Yeah. Tia Carota, and Yella Shiptala Shupengaris.
That the smell of coming from the incense will help the many kind of spirits.
And
so the Tibetans, they have lots of doubts. Like that kind of superstitions.
Not good thing you guys the old Pala Amara that doesn't speak English. You guys speak Tibetan. They control all the superstitions. Whatever they do, they have to follow. Yes.
I guess I have a question about, I want to ask Geshe whether it's right to think. I think the mind is a form of energy, right? For our mind. A lot of people believe it's a form of energy. The mind, we produce thoughts. Our thoughts is from our mind, so the thoughts are also energy. So like Namdo, when we think certain way, it creates that energy, that becomes the condition. It can draw and become like a condition for the thing to happen. So if our Namdo, like it's very negative, then the negative will happen. If it's very positive, then the positive can happen. Is it correct?
Yeah.
Did you put the China? Yeah, it is. You can say that in a sense, it makes happen, so therefore it is energy, power, strength or power, that makes the things to happen. But it's not only that thing. There are other conditions as well, for that to happen.
It helps if we control our minds to be
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah, if control our mind, we think all positives, we can do also good positives happen. It's not Karongado Kadina Duajim Yachin Yoma Maravas. 양을 더 다르대. 양도 야보래서 나타나는 야보 차가 말했어.
So again, also there's positive can be superstition. Even if you have a positive thought, doesn't mean that good thing will happen all the time. So it depends, right?
근데 나도 또박 트마도 심어야 삼다 그 트마 심어야 요 말하세.
To think that the smell from your poop is good, will not make the smell of the poop good.
이나 안들었지 토마토 그러면 야 샘직하지는 토마토 되게 그 녹여 말어.
So we don't like that, the smell, right? The caca smell. We don't like the caca smell, but some animals they like it, right?
이나 나도 가로 가가 kuma chedaji kin rode gara kawanaro.
But we have a big bag of caca, right, in our body.
Right? Teresa ngaso papa tumne shari nalo chala tum kin rode gara.
So it's wrapped in our skin, right?
Teresa karso. Cheda ngando pena shonjugo nala ya pena 보고 범멜라 잡아도 봐 도야지다 아니 범멜이 릴라 견들인들 요새 봐고 견서 해결해 봤어.
So then in order to overcome the attachment, like man has attachment towards woman's body, then you talk about all this filthy part of the body, to overcome that attachment towards woman's body.
그래서 나도 소소 수벌 제가 작아도나 빠빠 지시셔다니 하고 그랬어.
So if you are very attached, to a male or female's body, then then think about what's called that? Taking off the skin. Think of taking off the skin from the body, and then imagine what you can see inside.
아니 나도 지라
Covered by the skin, right?
나도 지라 남도래. 나도 짜마 쉬우이 삼러대. 나도 짜마 쉬우이 가 삼러대스.
And also we think of ourselves as being very clean. I'm very clean. I took a shower. I washed. So I'm very clean.
근데 남도 쉬지 뭐였나? 나도 미기 땀 맞아. 락반차 맞아. 너도 나도 키는 돼 그랬어.
And then if we have that kind of wrong or superstitious mind, then think about the caca that we're carrying.
Okay, now I'm not talking too funny things, okay? But this is a reality, right? It's not just something big with us. This is a reality, but because how we think. Can we carry some caca on the back like here? No, right? That's very bad. Why is carrying caca? Really, we say, right? We say, that's carrying that. But we just hang here. We don't think, oh, it's bad.
Well, because you don't mind your own brand, it's everybody else's.
I think we cannot carry our own. Even we don't look. just for that. There are these kind of things, it's because namto, the superstition, or has a conception, you can say?
Conceptual thought.
Conceptual thought. I think those kind of things, because they change everything just exactly. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I just talk so many different funny things. Sometimes people like that things. Always Buddhista, compassion, good, and the people all sleep. Okay.
Please turn to page 39, the prayer book. Saji perki juxing me tok tram ri rabling jini de gyen padi sangye jingdu mikte uwagi drokun namdak jing lacher par shug je tsun lame kutse rab ten ching nam katrin le chok chur ge padang lo sang ten pedron me sasungi roe mun sel tak du neg yur chig idam guru ratna mandalakam niryatayami. From my two collections, vast is space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds' wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness for the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold the Buddha's teachings for a very long time. with my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time, by even this graded course to enlightenment completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chen Rezig remain in life till samsara's end. Ton yi ning je zung du ju pe lam che che sel ze gang chen ten dragon chagna pe mo tenzin gatso so adib so je dun lun drub shu. Page 49, the short long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Tup tsul chang xing jam gun gil wei tenzin kyong pel wei kun zo do po ze chok sum kor wei leg mon tu drub pa dak so du je gun du jam ten shug. Prayer to always meet with perfect teachers. Your form embodies all Buddhas. Your nature is that of Ajodhara. You are the root of the three jewels. Homage to you, O Gurus. In short, I seek your blessings, O Protector, to be cared for by you from birth unremittingly throughout all my lives, and thus to become your chief disciple, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. O Protector, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very first circle of disciples wherever you manifest Buddhahood, so that all my temporal and ultimate wishes without exception may be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Ajodhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I, pleasing him in return, be forever fostered by an accomplished Mahayana spiritual master, the source of every virtue in this world and beyond. In his care, may I acquire in him a firm, unshakable faith, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant to disappoint. May my spiritual master impart to me every instruction and every teaching in its entirety. Having understood them faultlessly, may I practice them and be able to bring them to perfection. May I never even for a moment fall under the sway of malevolent teachers and misleading friends. Having developed in every life belief in cause and effect, renunciation, the Bodhi mind, and the pure view, may I embark upon them continually with effortless experience. In every life, may every virtuous act gathered by way of body, speech, and mind be causes solely for the welfare of others and for the purest and highest enlightenment. Page 57, prayer of dedication. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha's state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. Migme tse wei ter chen chen rizik, dream a kien pei wang po jam pel yang, gang chen ke pe su gen Tsongkhapa, lo sang drak pe jabla sowa de. Thank you, Gisela. Couple of announcements. Did you have announcements? I was just going to give the schedule, but so tomorrow night, every day Dharma with Sean. Tuesday at 7, yoga and meditation. Wednesday, we have the 8 categories and 70 topics with Geshe-la. Thursday, there's a community conference call that you can call into. If you want to be part of that, you can listen in. You can, it's a chance to voice some opinions that you have about how things are going. So that's open to everyone that wants to be involved. There's instructions in the email and on the website. And then next Sunday, our Lam-rim teaching again.